Ben.
And in 1978, Ben Sharpsteen was born in 1895. Both he and his wife Bernice were born in Tacoma, Washington. Their families were neighbors. And then they met up again after Ben left the Army, and
So this is how we enter the museum.
this is how we enter.
She's good.
And then there's family memories. Ben and Bernice. Bernice's artwork is up above. She had gone to the Pratt Institute in New York. Furniture that had belonged to Ben's grandparents and parents. Some of his Disney memories. His illumination board. Ben started working for Disney in March of 1929. He was hired as an animator. And there was only one other animator working for Disney at the time. Ben went on to also become a producer and director. He was with Disney for 30 years. This is one of 11 Oscars that Ben earned for Disney during those 30 years.
So what other cool things do we have here, Kathy?
Well, since we only have a couple minutes, here's a 30-foot diorama.
This is like the big attraction.
Yeah. 30-foot diorama of Calistoga as it was 1862 when Sam Brannan had come to town, started buying property, and built the first hot springs resort.
Oh.
The only cottage left in its original location is this cottage right here, which is now Brannan Cottage Inn. The smaller cottage we have attached to the museum was moved here in 1976, during the time that Ben Sharpsteen was building the museum. 1976, 1978. It was falling apart. It had been donated. They moved it, attached it to the museum, and then restored it in its place. And the reason that it survived over the years is because it's the first cottage that Robert Louis Stevenson and Fanny Osborne stayed in when they came here for their honeymoon in 1880.
Wow, so much history. How many years of history do we have here?
This is 1862. We go up maybe World War I or so, but then we also have a Napa Valley timeline that goes back to the 1500s and forward.
Okay.
And then we have Sam Brannan's timeline. He was born in Saco, Maine, 1819, and his life, he had been elected state senator. He was a Mormon elder. You know, he brought a couple hundred people here aboard a ship called the Brooklyn after Joseph Smith had been killed. And the Mormons knew they needed to they wanted to come as far west as they possibly could to be safe.